Hey folks, this is Mary. Welcome back to my channel. Today is the third and final video in my little Christmas in July series. I recently went on a little spending spree. I don't know what possessed me. I blame it all on the coronavirus. But I've been showing you the different packages I've been receiving lately, and this is the last one that I have to open. Unless something else arrives, but I don't think I'm getting anything else. Actually, I'm expecting 2 packages from Russia, but it's been like 3 months and they haven't gotten here, so I don't know if I'm ever going to get them, and the thought just makes me very sad. But anyway, that's a whole different story. So I've already slit this box open, so let's see what we have in here. Ooh, we have some ink. So I'm going to bring these out of the box and open them. Oh, whoops, I just whacked the camera. Please excuse me. Alright, so just looking in the box for anything else. And it has these little peanuts in them. And I don't know if these are styrofoam or not. And I saw on somebody's video a while back, I don't remember whose video it was. I want to say it was Peter Draws, but I'm not sure about that. But anyway, he said that they're not styrofoam. He said that the packing peanuts were made out of corn, I think, and they were edible. And I think he ate one. I don't know, did anybody else see that? I'm still a little bit crooked here. So yes, I am not going to eat one of these packing peanuts, but these are definitely not your typical packing peanuts. And I think I've seen these in Pen Chalet boxes also, but this box today came from the Pen Boutique, and they included this nice little card from the Pen Boutique. We appreciate your patronage and hope you shop with us again soon. Well, I probably will, against my better judgment. So, and I think this is my packing list. Yes, so the Pen Boutique is a fountain pen shop up in Baltimore, Maryland, which is a few hours away from me, 3 or 4 hours, I guess, depending on traffic. And they included some little candies. I've never been to the shop, but I went to my one and only pen show up in Baltimore back in 2018, I think. And they were there and they had classes and demonstrations, which was really fun. So I would definitely like to go there someday and check the place out. I'm sure it's wonderful. So here again we have lots of tape. Everything is taped very securely, but I think my scissors are going to come to the rescue and make quick work of the tape. Because ain't nobody got time for that, right? We got to get this show on the road. Alrighty, so I think I mentioned a while back, probably in the last video, I mentioned that I had been watching the Anderson Pens podcast, and they were talking about the Sailor Jentle inks being discontinued. I think they had been discontinued once, and then they came back, and now they've been discontinued again. And the Andersons said that there was plenty of stock. So, you know, if you wanted some, you're welcome to buy it, but there was no need for panic buying because even though the ink had been discontinued, it wasn't going to run out anytime soon. But what you are looking at right here, folks, is panic buying. Because the first time the ink was discontinued, I thought, well, what was I thinking? I hadn't been in the fountain pen hobby for too long, and I had my Noodler's inks and my Diamine inks, and I hadn't explored much past that. So these other inks called Sailor were going away, but I just figured that was it, and I was happy with what I had. But now that they've come back, and I've actually started trying some Sailor inks, I thought, oh no, I haven't tried the Jentle inks. I've been putting off trying them because I figured they were going to be around for a long time, but now that they're going away again, I felt like I just had to get some. So the Pen Boutique was having a nice little sale on them. Yes, I always try to buy things on sale. So I picked out the inks that I thought I would enjoy. And of course, I have purchased these inks without purchasing samples because in my mind, the inks were about to go away any second, and if I didn't buy them immediately, I would never be able to get my hands on them. So again, classic panic buying. So let's look at what we have. And oh, where's my little oh my goodness, I just forgot what this thing is called. Letter opener. Good heavens. It's almost dinner time, and I think my brain is protesting from lack of food. I don't know what I'm thinking. Okay, so this is Sailor Jentle Epinard, and I believe Epinard is spinach in French. So there is Epinard, and we're going to switch these guys around a little bit. And next we have Apricot. Ooh, my trick has been working so well, and now it doesn't want to work. Okay, there we go. Nope. All right, now. Come on. What's going on here? There's always one that has to be stubborn. I am not above ripping the box. Let me see. Goodness, what is going on in there? Did I get it? Almost. Wow. Sealed tightly for safe travel. So this is Apricot. And I've heard a lot of people say really good things about Apricot, but I'm not a huge orange fan, so I don't know if I'm going to like that one or not. Oh, I shouldn't put it away. I'm not sure if I'm going to like it, but again, I figured this might be my only chance to get some, so I had to throw some in my order. Wow, it worked so good the first time, and now it doesn't want to work. What's going on? Oh, there we go. And this is Sailor Grenade, a very interesting red. And along with orange, I'm not a huge red fan, but I think this one is interesting enough and complex enough to interest me. And then we have Sky High. Which I think is a turquoise kind of ink. So it's blue. I'm sure I'll like it. But there is Sky High. And last but not least, we have Ultramarine. Alright, and this is a darker, more purpley blue, or perhaps you might just call it purple. And also, as I was looking around on the Pen Boutique website, they had the Sailor Manukiku. And this was one that I had a sample of that I used back, I think, in June when I was doing my 30 inks, 30 days, or my 91 inks, 91 days, whichever you prefer. And I really enjoyed this one, and I thought I might like to get a bottle of it, but I was looking around on different websites, and I couldn't find it. The Manyo inks have been so popular, and it was sold out, so they had it at Pen Boutique, and again, more panic buying. They had it, so I decided to get it. And was it on sale? I believe it was. But either way, I now have a bottle of Kiku, and I really enjoyed this one. This was one of the last ones that I used in June, and I thought it was just beautiful. It's a beautiful dark blue. And I mentioned before, somebody said online that their labels were crooked, and these labels are crooked, but again, I don't care. I like what's inside the package, not the package itself. So, I thought it might be fun to swatch these. And I do want to swatch the other inks that I've purchased, you know, the other ones in the other packages, but there were a bunch of those. So I thought I would do those as a group, but since I just have these here, I thought it might be fun to go ahead and swatch them. And I have broken out my super fancy glass nib pen, my Moonman pen. So let's get a swatching. And this one's closest, so I'll start with this one. So we have, oh, oops, I always forget to do the swatch first. But I feel like if no, I want to write first. Good heavens, I haven't done this in so long, I've forgotten what I want to do. Kiku. All right. And I'm sure you can't read this mug because I can't tilt it enough where you can see it. Oh, I guess I can. This is Grateful Meadows Retreat and Sanctuary. It's an animal sanctuary near me. And I bought this mug from them, and I just love the mug. I haven't actually been to the sanctuary yet, but someday, someday. Ah, doesn't this bring back old memories? Ink swatching. The days of times gone by. And I have to do my little drip. Oh, but he ain't a dripping. So I think a lot of these Manyo inks just have, they seem to have a lot of, not viscosity because they seem very watery, but a lot of surface tension maybe. They don't like to unnecessarily drip around on stuff. All right, so wash off my nib. And again, I'm reusing a paper towel that I have used many times before, so how many times do you use your paper towel? I use it until I can't find a white spot left. So many, many times. Okay, so we will put him aside to dry a little bit, and we will revisit him at the end. So next up we have Sailor Grenade. Is it grenade or grenade? I don't know. Grenade sounds so violent. I'm sure it means something, but in English it means grenade. So maybe it's the color of an explosion. I don't know. It's very nice though. Ooh. Kind of a pinkish red. And our little drip. He dripped a little bit. Ooh, so I'm going to get it to run around some. Lots of fun. And I will put him aside also. And next up we have Sailor Jentle Epinard. And this was actually a sample that Sarah over at Fountain Pen Insanity sent me. And I enjoyed the sample, and I thought, hey, this ink isn't going to be available anymore, so panic buying. I said I better get some more while they've got it. Oh, I just put the wrong name on that grenade. This is Sailor Jentle Epinard. Yep, I totally wrote Manyo on there, and it should have been Gentle. Ah, well. All right, washing my nib. And this is a deep dark green. He's just running all over the place. You just never know how these inks are going to respond, which is part of the fun. I love it. You don't know how they're going to respond to different papers, to different pens, under different conditions. All right, next up we have Sailor Jentle Apricot. And this is the one that I'm not sure about, but I'm willing to try. Actually, I bought a bunch of orange samples last fall, and I thought, you know, it's fall. Orange is a fall color. I should try to use some orange ink, but again, I bought all of those samples and I never used any of them. I'm so bad about not using my samples. So, Sailor Jentle Apricot. Do you say apricot or apricot? That's like pecan or pecan. I say pecan. I'm assuming that's more of a southern pronunciation, but who knows? Language is ever changing. Oh, I've got a little dark blob on my Q-tip there. And he's not running very much either. Oh wow, in the sun it looks completely yellow. That is crazy. Ooh. Wow. Okay, I'm much too fascinated by that. All right, let me see how this looks. In person, it is very vibrantly orange. I would call it tangerine. But in the light, with this camera, it's going from a yellow to kind of a light golden brown. See, that's kind of what it looks like to me, but brighter. It's very bright. Wow. Yeah, I haven't really noticed the inks having that much difficulty showing up correctly when I use them, but again, mostly I've been using blues and purples and greens. I don't use the reds and the yellows and the oranges very much, so I really don't know how my lighting will affect them. So it's interesting to see what the light is doing to the apricot. Alright, next up we have Gentle Ultramarine, and I'm very interested to try this one. I've had my eye on this ink for a long time, but I just haven't gotten around to buying a bottle of it yet. Ooh, and it has bubbles. I don't know what that means when an ink has bubbles. Does that mean it's a wetter ink or a drier ink, or it just got jostled in shipment? I don't know. Ooh, look at that. Very pretty. So this is Sailor Jentle. Ooh, terrible E. Ultramarine. Ah, very nice. Ooh. Yep, this is my color. I love it. See, I was just meant to buy a bottle of this all along. I just waited too long, and he is not dripping. Come on, I need a little drip from you. There it goes. Dripping all over the place. All right, I've put him aside. And wash off my nib. I don't know how many different inks you can use before you have to change your water. I'm guessing at some point it needs to be changed, but I figured with these few inks that I have here, I'll be okay. All right, and then we have Sailor Jentle Sky High. Last but not least, and I was just thinking about the Noodler's inks and how full the bottles are. And thankfully these bottles are not too full. I always appreciate the extra volume that we get from Noodler's, but it does tend to lead to spills. Whoops. Speaking of spilling, I can't keep my hands on my card. Okay, this is Sailor Jentle Sky High. Wow, I like that very much too. Ooh, that is very pretty. And we got a little bit of a drip. The drips are the best part. Okay. So I'm going to clean up a little bit and give these guys a minute to dry, and then we will come back and take a look at them. So I will be back in just a moment. Alright, so I've let these dry for a few minutes, and I think some of them are still drying, but let's take a bit of a closer look. This is the Sailor Manukiku, and this is a beautiful dark blue, and it has red sheen to it. Let me see if I can show the red sheen a little bit. Ooh, a little bit. But it does have a lot of sheen. This dark area here, there's a lot of red sheen. You can sort of see it there. But I really enjoyed writing with that ink back in June, so I'm so glad I have a bottle of it now. Next up we have Sailor Jentle, not Manu. that is a typo that I made with my handwriting, but it's Sailor Jentle Grenade, and this is amazing. It's kind of a reddish pink. There's all kinds of interesting shading in here, and this darker area is green. It's very, very green. I think you can see that pretty well. That is crazy looking. Wow. So again, I'm not a huge fan of reds, but I think this ink is going to be very interesting to write with. And of course, you know, swatching these inks on these cards and writing with a glass dip pen is not the same as putting them in a fountain pen, but at least this will give me an idea of what things are going to look like. So next up we have Sailor Jentle Epinard, and this is a beautiful dark green, and this does have some hints of some kind of reddish orange sheen. I'd say maybe kind of an orangey brown sheen right around the edge here of this dark area. And it's pretty, what's the word I'm trying to think of? It's pretty soft. So I don't think it's going to show up on camera. Not as well as the Grenade did. Oh my goodness, that is solid green. But this has some very subtle shading. There we go. Subtle sheening. Subtle sheening. But that's a very nice green color. So thank you, Sarah, over at Fountain Pen Insanity, for introducing me to Epinard. And this is another crazy ink. This Sailor Jentle Apricot. It's orange, but again, I haven't written with it in a pen, but I think it's going to be a really good shader, and it has some pink sheen. Can you see that? Oh, I think you can see that. Isn't that crazy? And again, why is Sailor discontinuing these inks? These are fascinating. And they've been very popular, so I don't know. I think Sailor's been putting out a lot of new inks lately. They've got the, you know, the Manu line. They've got the Ink Studio with 100 different inks, so maybe they're just stretched a little bit thin. But, you know, these are kind of classics. You can't get rid of a classic. You don't get rid of Hitchcock because, you know, some new young whippersnapper put out a movie. But I digress. So this is Sailor Jentle Ultramarine, and this is kind of a lovely blurple. It's a purple with hints of blue, And I am seeing some red sheen around the dark area here. And again, it's subtle, so I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera. I think you can see that a little bit. So this is a very nice ink. And I'm sure I'm going to enjoy writing with this one because that's right in my ballpark. All right, and last we have the Sailor Jentle Sky High. And this is sort of a medium blue. And it does have a little bit of red sheen around the dark area here. Again, very subtle. And I do enjoy my sheen on the subtle side. I don't like crazy sheen that takes over everything. Sometimes those are fun to write with, but mostly I like subtle sheening. So I'm trying to see if I can get you to see the sheen a little bit. It's just not coming out very well. But again, it's a hint of sheen, and I really like it. So that is a beautiful color. And I will be very excited to compare this one to some of my other blues. I don't know. He might compare well with Navajo Turquoise, which is an ink that I love so much. All right, well, those are the inks in my final panic buying package. Well, my camera cut off, but I'm not sure exactly where it cut me off, so I'm just coming back to wrap things up. This is my final package in my panic buying Christmas in July sleep shopping series, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I will link the Anderson Pens podcast below. I don't know if you've ever watched that, but Brian and his wife come on and talk every week about their pens in their store and what's going on in their lives, and they're pretty entertaining. And Brian always tells a joke, and his wife never likes it. But Brian, if you're watching, I like your jokes. We all need a chuckle in our lives. So yeah, be sure to check out their podcast. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.